That's got the
Yeah, no worries.
alright.
How much did you want for it? What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the free football shirt collection challenge, the series where I look to build a free football shirt collection using, well, all the profit that we can make from flipping football related items. It's quite simple, really. We go out and we find a football shirt, football boots, or several pairs, and then we flip them on, and whatever profit we have left over, we can go out and buy football shirts. This was, I think, last week's pickup. Was it fake or wasn't it? The seller thought it was fake. I took a punt because it didn't look fake, and it's not. It's real, and it was new with tags, and it was like, what, £10 or something? It was so cheap. This is £35 in Sports Direct, so I got a really good deal on this shirt, and this is one of my favourite shirts of recent time. I think one of, if not my favourite shirt from Liverpool in recent times is the throwback to the, was it the 96 shirt and the 97 shirt, the cream one with like the green collar. I really like that, but unfortunately that is going up in price, so if I'm going to get that, I kind of need to act quite quick and get that before it goes too expensive. Anyway, the shirt collection right now, the value of it anyway, is on screen. The amount of profit that we have to spend is on screen. In today's episode, one pickup, although not really. It's a fail, but it's not at the same time. We'll get into that. But first, we're going to have to talk about all of the pickups that I've picked up to flip, because we have quite a few of them in this episode. One of them, I think, is already sold and has been sent off, so you'll have to deal with a little video there. But before we get into anything else, if you haven't checked out any of the other videos, feel free to go back and check them out. The playlist is there for you. Quite a few videos already set up. And without any further ado, let's get into the pickups. Managed to catch this out of the corner of my eye. This is a Spurs shirt. Now, I think it was actually a large boy's. I'm not quite sure whether it was a small man's or not, but either way, I decided to leave it. I didn't even ask the price. There was no question as whether it was real. It was real, but because of it's such a small size, I just thought I might as well just leave it. I'm pretty sure it was a child, and that's why I decided to leave it alone. So this is the rail that I actually end up picking something up from. A lot of Derby stuff, which is really weird. I regret not picking this up. So this was, again, I think it was quite a small shirt, maybe a small itself. The sponsor was worn. I don't know if you could tell. Maybe it's a large, actually. Either way, I didn't end up buying this one. I bought a different one, which you'll see in a second. So I'm looking for the year of where this is from, and I managed to find it. It all looks genuine. It's from 2010, but the sponsor was just a little bit too worn for me, and I wasn't really sure if Derby County stuff sold for well, so I thought, nah, I'll leave it. And then I found this. Now this is a lot more recent. I remember seeing this fairly recently in highlight videos and things. I'm pretty sure it's the shirt from last season. So I kept that in hand, had a little look at this. I think this is one of those local team type shirts. I had a little look at it and decided against it. There was another shirt which I was tempted by as well, and they were all the same price. I really should have picked up, if I could go back in time, I would have picked up 3 things off this stall. I ended up picking one. So that was £4. And I looked at that and I was tempted. It's obviously just like a training shirt or whatever, but I was very tempted because it looked clean. She said, yeah, 4 as well. Everything on the rail is 4. So I decided I would go with this shirt just to do my sort of due diligence, really double checking that everything is legit, which it is. It's really difficult to tell with Umbro stuff if it is or isn't legit. To be fair, I don't think I've ever found a fake Umbro item, but I put that to one side and I picked that up. This next stall is a very common occurrence, so I'll see patches or something on a rail. I'll go have a little look. A lot of them tend to be sort of child shirts, and then when you pick them up, just like that one, they are all made in Thailand. The Adidas badges are half falling apart or whatever. Found another Spurs shirt, quite rare actually to find one, let alone 2 Spurs shirts. But again, child size, not genuine, so I decided to leave it. Had a little bit more of a look through, a couple more kids' shirts in there, but unfortunately nothing worth picking up on that occasion. Very similar story. at this next stall. That's a decent shirt. Had that been an adult size, I would definitely have picked it up. I stay away from kids shirts, by the way, just because they take ages to sell and they don't sell for anywhere near as much as the adult version of the shirts for obvious reasons. You know, you're not going to have a 7-year-old on eBay looking for shirts for his collection. So it makes sense that they're not going to sell that quickly. They do sell over time, but on this occasion, nothing there for me. Moving into the next clip, I'm just walking along, minding my own business, and I spot a Liverpool top. I say walking along, minding my own business. I'm not, as it goes. I knew it was there. The Mexico shirt that you see next to it is fake, so that's why I'm really checking this one. It didn't look great. I'm having a look at the number. I knew the number on this occasion, and then the stall owner comes along and tries to convince me that it is genuine, but it's not. So, unfortunately, even though it's only a £5 and it's my size, I had to leave it there. So next up, we have an actual pickup. So I'm going to let this one play out. Not that there's an awful lot of audio, but I'll let it play out anyway. How much do you want on those?
£2.
Yeah.
150, he's just said, for his.
I haven't got 50p, so I'll just give you £2.
Oh, thank you so much.
Cheers. So, a decent little pickup, nothing amazing. We'll go through it in a second. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, unfortunately. My next visit to a stall was the guy that I tend to get a lot of stuff from. We've picked up an England jacket from this guy. We've picked up an England shirt from him in the past. Some Astros and some boots and things. On this occasion, though, every single thing he had that was of interest, unfortunately, were kid sizes, so I had to leave them alone. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see this very well, but I pick up a pair of football boots that I spot from quite a distance. I think they're like a size 7 maybe, but I end up asking how much they are, and I believe they were £3. How much do you want for those? £3. Right, okay. Oh, I think I just broke my lava lamp. Final pickup with these Nike Astros. Pretty good pickup actually. They've already sold, and we'll get into that in just a second. How much do you want for those? £3. There we go. So let's talk about probably the worst pickup of the day there, and that was these right here. These were £2. I think they were £2. The woman said they were £2, and then her son, who owns them, said, "Oh, just give me 150." I didn't have 50p, so I just gave him £2 anyway. But they're kind of similar to the orange pair that I've picked up recently from the guy who's actually featured in the clips actually. I sold that for like £28 or £30 or something. These are exactly the same, but they're blue. Unfortunately, the discolorization, if you will, on them is horrific. So I'm probably looking at between 10 and 15. Believe it or not, 10 and 15 pounds for these. So we're not going to make anywhere near as much money as I'd like, but we are going to make some to put into the profit for the series. Next pickup is going to be what is it? The silver, black and silver, if I can reach down and grab them, black and silver Nike boots. I say silver, they're almost like, can't remember the word I'm looking for, where they change colour a little bit. They're there. They were £3, and they're such a clean boot. Like, there was hardly any dirt on them at all, a little bit of grass, but there was no scuff marks to them at all. They're in really good condition. Unfortunately, they're not a very good size. They're a size 7, which I used to stay away from. They're a bit hairy on the back because they've been next to where my cat sleeps, waiting to record this video actually. Not my cat, the boots. So yeah, I picked them up for I think £3. It might have been able to see it in the video how much I picked them up for. But they're really clean, they're really nice. But size 7, I used to stay away from it because it just takes so long to sell. So these, even though I really like them and they are clean, I've put a valuation of 25, but to be honest, I think I'm going to be lucky to scrape £20 out of these. So I'll do the maths and I'll update it on screen for you right now. The next pair I don't have because they've gone. I think they sold for £20. They were actually a lot more, not damaged, but just dirty than I thought they were, and I couldn't get the marks out. But they've gone. They've sold. They sold for 20. They cost me 3, so it's a decent little profit there, even with fees taken off. And of course, the buyer for my listings anyway pays postage, so I don't have to worry about that. And there we go. I do have another pair that I picked up from Vinted. Now I had to replace the laces, and they were like £1.50 in Morrison's. They're not the same laces as they need to be, but they'll do the job for someone who wants to pick them up. We've seen these pair many a time in this series already. Now these are all black rather than the sort of bright colours that we normally pick up, and they are the basic like academy ones because they don't have the sock on the ankle. But there they are, the Mercurial. I think, is it like Superfly or something? I can't remember what it is. But either way, they were a £5, including postage, believe it or not, because they were absolutely disgusting when I bought them. They'd been kept in a shed. They were encrusted in dirt and mud, and the picture didn't look that bad. And then the seller said, "Oh, I've just found them, and this is what they look like. Do you still want them?" "Yeah, because I can wash them. It's fine." And I actually cleaned up quite well. They've been on the side for weeks, maybe even months, because I needed laces for them. But yeah, went out and got just a standard pair of black laces, put them in there, and it will do someone, whoever wants to buy them, £15-20, somewhere in that region. So we are actually creeping up the amount of money that we're making here, the amount of money that we have to spend. I really need to pick up this season's Liverpool shirt, the genuine one, not one of the fakes from Vinted. And I want to pick up, there's a couple of things on my list. I want a Gareth Bale LA shirt for no reason other than he's Welsh. I actually need a Welsh shirt as well. And of course, Ramsey has just gone to Nice, so I wouldn't mind maybe dabbling in that. That Derby shirt, by the way, is hung up in front of me, so I won't. I'll give you an overlay of it, but that I'm thinking £25, believe it or not, because there aren't really many on eBay. And now that they're in League One, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't really know. It might mean that it'll be worth more. It might mean that, you know, you can get the shirts for less. I'm not sure. So I'm going to say £20 to be super conservative, but I've had a little bit of interest at 25 already, so I don't mind it. The next pickup, and this one's a fail, but it's a cheap fail. So remember the stall in those clips where the person was selling the Liverpool shirt, and it was the blue one, and it was really, really nice, but it was obviously fake. And she was adamant that, oh, it's the authenticity numbers are here and there and everything. It is genuine. Every fake shirt has an authentication number. Authentication, is that right? They have a number, but it's a wrong number. It's normally like a generic Arsenal or Barca shirt. That's what it tends to be. I don't know what that one was because I didn't type it in. I just knew it wasn't real, so I left it alone. She only wanted a £5, but it was fake, so why would I bother? The only time I'll ever buy fake shirts deliberately is if they are £1 or £2, they look pretty good, and I can wear them just to do exercise in. I'm doing a lot more exercise these days, running and whatever it may be. So, I need something to wear, and why not run in a Liverpool shirt that isn't genuine, so I don't mind getting it sweaty and dirty and whatever. And that's kind of where this comes in. So this isn't actually going to go into the collection, but this is one of the best fakes I've ever seen, and it's one of my favourite Liverpool shirts from recent times as well. And I've said that a lot because I've said about this one, and I said about the cream one. This is actually a New Balance shirt. Now, I wasn't a fan of many, if any, of the New Balance shirts. The one that we have with Firmino on the back, the purple one, is probably the only one that I actually really like. The home shirts are fine, but the rest of them are a bit meh. But this is a goalkeeper shirt from 2020, and there it is. Now, it's not genuine, even though it looks very, very, very good. Even the badge looks pretty good on it. You could probably tell it's not quite thick enough on the LFC, but it is very good. This was £2, and it is a size XL, so it's perfectly fine for yours truly. The New Balance on it is a little bit of a giveaway because it's not quite as good as it should be. I don't know if you can be able to tell from that. It's not really... It is a little bit off. It's so difficult to tell with these New Balance shirts as to whether they're actually good or not, like if they're genuine, because there's no tell on them. I don't even think there's a number that you can type in. It's just the beautiful thing about this is, and this is how I knew for like sure it was fake, was, I mean, it could have been a mistake, but probably not. It does have a name on the back, and it is Alisson Becker. Now, it has the Premier League thing on it, logo on the number, and it's well done. It's not peeling or coming off or anything. Pretty sure there should be some sort of like dot or whatever there at the back. Like there's normally like a little star in the middle or a dot there. There's not. it's well done, and to be fair, none of the shirt is coming away. It's not really fading. There's a couple of marks on the standard charter sort of sponsor, but it's actually really well done. And if you didn't know an awful lot about shirts, and to be fair, even if you did know a lot about shirts, because it even has the little thing on the inside, you wouldn't really know that this was fake. Now, that's not me saying, oh, I'm going to pass this off as genuine, because I'm not. It was £2. I will deduct it because I bought it for the series. Now, I knew it was fake when I picked it up, but at the same time, I don't want to build a fake football shirt collection. I'm not really for buying fakes, but at the same time, this was so good, and I thought to run in, I'm all right with it. I don't mind. So I'll deduct it off the balance anyway. Why not? But I'll never display it as part of the collection or say, hey, look what we have. I actually already own this shirt in my personal collection, if you will. I'm going to start moving that over soon, so there's that, and we'll talk about that right now. So what I mean by moving it over, I've got a couple of Liverpool shirts, not many left now, to be fair. I think we've moved, have we moved one over already? We have. We moved the 2020 home shirt, so the one to go with that keeper kit. We moved that home shirt over, and we allocated a value to it as to how much you'd have to pay to get it now, or how much I paid for it. I can't remember which one, and I've put it into the collection. I have a couple more that I'd like to do that with. So I'll start doing that soon, and we may end up doing it with that shirt. Now, no, wait, I'm lying. One of the shirts I have to move over into the collection has a name and number on the back, but the rest of them don't. So I may not move them all over. I may just look to get them with a name set, but I think we'll look to do that quite soon. So the amount of money that we have in the series to spend on football shirts is on screen. We're doing quite well. We have a lot of profit to spend, and I will look to do that in the next episode. As it stands, I don't currently, anyway, have anything backed up for the next episode. So I do apologise if you're waiting a little bit longer. And if you're a fan of this series and you're not a fan of the video game collecting series, then I do apologise that you'll probably end up seeing 2, maybe even 3 episodes of that before you see a football shirt episode. But it's just a case of games are easier to find than football shirts, especially where I live in places like charity shops. So that's going to do it for today. Some nice little flips. Not a shirt to go into the collection, unfortunately, but it was nice to see it, even if it was fake, and to be as good as it actually is, I'm quite surprised. But definitely be using that for running. I've got to throw that with that shirt over there and the other 2 that I have for exercise right now. But yeah, in the next video, you'll see me pick up a shirt for the collection, I guarantee it. In the meantime, though, if you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.